Hi there, I want to show you how to make this kind of dispersion effect where it looks like she's being kind of blown apart or coming into pieces. Let's get back to the start of this image and I'll show you how it's done. Right, so I'm going to unlock my layer, and the first thing I want to do is select her. So I'm going to use the object selection tool, which should be on the top here. Object selection tool. If you're in an older version, you can use the quick selection tool in the same way. But the object selection tool will let you draw a box over her and select the whole area. Control D to deselect. The quick selection tool, which is in older versions of Photoshop, you kind of left click and drag over an area and it will do its best in a similar kind of way. But you're going to use the object selection tool because it's quicker for the tutorial. But even so, you can see it's missed a few parts. So we're going to hit select and mask and use the refine edge brush just to pick up any bits it's lost. Missed a bit there. I've just cut her eyebrow out, which I didn't want. Let's just race through it. You can spend longer doing this, making a neater job than I'm doing. Just to soften her up. This opacity slider up here kind of reveals or hides the background. I'm fine with that. I want to output selection to a new layer over here. Then click OK. And then we've got her on her own. Next thing I want to do is I want to make a gradient layer for the background. First, I want to make a background layer. So I've just dragged it to the bottom of the stack and I'm going to call it background. Background. And I want to fill it with white. I've already got white selected in the paintbrush. So I've got a white background. And now I'm going to make a gradient layer, which I'm going to call gradient. Gradient. In the gradient layer, I'm going to click the fill adjustment layer, go to gradient, and choose basics. Black white gradient. And I want it to be radial because I want a round one, and I want to reverse it because I want it white at the outside and black towards the middle. I think that's how I did it. And I want to make it bigger, so like I think I used 429. 429. No, I don't want it reversed, I want it that way around. But depending on which gradient you used, you can use either. And I want to move it down a bit. I'm just left clicking, see I can move the center of the thing around. I want it so she's a bit kind of backlit like that. That's okay, happy with that. Now, one of these layers, they're the layer which is called woman at the moment. Let's call it. I want to duplicate it by dragging it down to the new layer thing. And one I'm going to call liquefy. And the other one I'm going to leave called woman. Now the liquefy one, I want to create a black mask for. To do that, I'm going to click the mask button, but I'm going to hold down the Alt button before I do it. So I'm going to go Alt click, and it creates a black mask instantly. If it creates a white one, you can click invert to get rid of it. And the woman one layer needs a white mask, so you just default click the white one. The liquefy layer, select the image, and then we're going to go to filter up at the top and then liquefy. And it should open up with something similar to this. And you're going to use the forward warp tool, and what you're going to do is drag the image and kind of stretch it out. Show backdrop. Let's uncheck show backdrop so you can see the see the effect a bit clearer. So it's just like it's smearing the colours of the image towards the right. And I'm just left clicking and dragging like this. So it's smeared a coat all the way across, and a hair and a bit of her ear. That's good, happy with that. Maybe a bit of that. Looks like Spock. So that's okay, that. And now you can't see anything, it's because we've got a mask on. Right, next we need to select the woman layer, making sure we've got the mask selected. And it's a white mask, so we want black, and you can switch between black and white using this. The one in the foreground is the selected colour. And I'm going to pick up a brush, and I think I used, from Dry Media Brushes, Carl's Ultimate Pastel Palooza, which should be in there by default. Any kind of speckly brush will do for what we're using. That's just hidden away in there. And what I want to do is delete the right hand side of the woman. So I'm just clicking all over this right hand side area until I can't really make out where the edge of her body line would be. That kind of thing, like that. Okay, just a bit more of that too. Right, now I'm going to select the liquify layer and the black mask for her, and change my paint to white, because black mask, white paint. And then I'm going to start speckling in with this one. And now it's revealing the parts of the image where we stretched it. So you can see kind of bits of that colour in there. So with a bit of tweaking, it can look like it's really kind of coming apart. Jobs are good. Thank you for watching. Have a go at that, post it up on the Teams. Brilliant.